Hey everybody, it's the Scroob Lord here, and welcome, welcome to the joys of drinking. Today, I'm going to teach you a recipe that I came up with myself as a young lad. It's called Spoongrenader Special. Now, Spoongrenader Special was inspired by this kid in my 8th grade class who had been to juvie. Oh, come on! What are you doing? What are you doing filming a man's socks in his underwear? They don't know that I'm not wearing pants. Bitch, it's fucking hot outside. It's fucking hot. You were so fucking lucky that I was raised better than to hit a woman. Anyway, we don't have domestic abuse. We have happy little accidents. Now, Spoongrenader Special was a formula that was inspired by a young man in my 8th grade class who had been to juvenile detention, and he heard about people in real prison, when they're adults, making alcohol in their toilet. So I just was eavesdropping on this conversation, and I was interested in this, and well, I went home and Googled how they did it, and I read a lot of different things. Apparently, the standard procedure was to take a bread roll and hide it, and get back to your cell and crush it up and put it in your toilet. Just make sure you don't shit in that toilet for a few weeks, put in and just let it ferment until it became actual literal poison, and then drink it. And it would. They said it tasted like shit, but it would get you drunk. And decided I would take this basic concept and I would form it into my own little ideal here. So what I got here, okay, so the basic ingredients for Spoongrenader Special. That was my nickname in 8th grade. This is when like I said, and so it came up with Spoongrenader Special. It's basic ingredients. So what we got here is we have 3 packets of Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast. There's actually a vodka by this name, and I can't figure out by Google search if they're related, but if they are, it would make a lot of sense because this vodka tastes like shit. So anyway, I got 3 packets of this. We have some granulated sugar that we need for the recipe. I got a pair of scissors to cut things open with. The standard Spoongrenader Special flavor is Tropical Punch Kool-Aid. I started out using frozen juice for this recipe, but it left lots of large chunks, and it became difficult to strain. Kool-Aid is a lot easier to strain, so I started going with this. It's also a lot cheaper. When you're a teenager and you're doing this, it helps to be economical. And the last thing we're going to need here is a latex balloon, but we'll get to that later. These are 12-inch diameter latex balloons I bought from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree's kind of sketchy because sometimes these balloons snap. But you're going to need to get the 12 centimeters. If you buy a 9 centimeter, it's not going to be large enough, and you're not going to have, it's going to break every single time you try to wrap it around. It's going to be a pain in the ass. So we got these there. So basically, here's what we do. So, to be honest with everybody, I haven't done this in about 7 years. Because I grew up and I became 16 and I started paying the drunk hobo on the bike $10 to get both of us some malt liquor. This is America. This is a capitalist economy, and it was a business transaction. It worked out for everybody. He got drunk, I got drunk, we got some Four Locos. I can't take Four Locos anymore, folks. Sorry, can't do it. So what we're gonna start with here is we're gonna cut open. I do. This is a gallon jug I got, and you want to make these in gallon jugs. So I typically use 3 packets of yeast per gallon jug. So we're just gonna pour that in there. Just gonna get that right in there. There we go. And we're gonna give that yeast packet a couple happy little friends. Couple friends along in there. They're all yeast. They're all having a good time. They're like greasers in the 50s. Like they drove around in the cars. You guys watched The Outsiders, right? Tom Cruise was in that. He's playing a bit part, and now he's fucking, what's Tom Cruise doing now? I don't fucking know. He's a Scientologist, I think. That's stepping up, folks. That's rising up in the world. So we're gonna get there. 3 packets of yeast in there. So just a little couple quick anecdotes about my history with the Spoongrenader Special. Spoongrenader Special became a full-time operation for me. In order to maintain constant blood alcohol content of basically should be in a coma, it required something like 10 to 15 jugs per batch. Now, a batch of Spoongrenader Special takes about 3 to 4 weeks to ferment, depending on how you do it, but typically, even if it's almost ready, you're basically ready at 3 weeks, you want to let it go to 4 weeks, you get more fucked up that way. So we're going to add ourselves some sugar. I did not think about how I was going to get this sugar inside of this. I did not think about that. That was not intelligent of me. So what I'm going to do, improvise, adapt, and overcome people. The Marines or Bear Grylls.
Would you like to grab a piece of paper to make a funnel?
That's a really good idea. Okay.
There's construction paper on that bench right there.
Oh, awesome. There we go. Wow, you're a smart lady. So do I just cone this? Do I just like...
Just stick it in the jug.
So folks, typically making Spoongrenader Special, you know, I went to AutoZone and I bought me one of those oil cones. And I have one of those, but I use it to put oil in my car.
You suck at making cones.
So it probably wouldn't be a good idea if I were to just, you know, use it. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, so let's see. Here's what we're going to do. I got half a cup.
You gotta... Okay.
1 tablespoon.
Do you want me to make your cone for you?
Please make my cone for me. Please make my cone for me. Don't stop it. Just make my cone for me.
No.
I'm not showing your face. I'm just make the cone. If you help me actually pour that in there, you're probably going to do it better. Well, I'm going with... This is the difficult part about the recipe, folks, is that you're putting in 2 packets of Kool-Aid, and a packet of Kool-Aid calls for a cup of sugar each, but you're spreading it out over a gallon, and so I think what we're going to do is we're going to go 1.5 cups of sugar.
I'm going to do 1.5 cups of this shit.
Okay. Well, the Spoongrenader Special gets a little sour when you don't add enough sugar, and the sour is not always bad, but if you're not a person who likes sour...
a mess.
I know, it's okay. We got a sponge, don't we?
We don't own a sponge.
We have a sponge.
We do not own a sponge, actually.
I thought, oh, we did. I might have thrown it out. It might have gotten used too much. I'll go get a sponge. There's a store right up the street, folks. All right. Okay, maybe not. You know, tell you what. We'll do a cup. We'll do a cup.
There you go.
All right. So this is.
Do that.
This is.
I would recommend people actually just use a
So we're
funnel.
gonna mix. So the sugar and the yeast mix. Oh, that smell.
It's lovely.
Ah, yeah.
I'm sure.
I love me. I miss me Spoongrenader Special, boys. You know, I go up to the LC. I go up to the liquor store every once in a while and liquor commission, and you know, I buy a bottle of vodka, and it ain't as good as Spoongrenader Special, boys. So we're just gonna get some of this excess in here. You know, might as well use it as long as you're spilling it. That's sort of my thinking on the subject. Now what we're going to do here is, because usually when you're making Spoongrenader Special, you already whacked out on Spoongrenader Special, so if you had sugar you weren't going to use, this is just a practice, folks. I'm just showing you, how it used to be when I was a boy, but you just get this, sugar right here in a nice little rail, you know what I mean? And you go ahead and you get your wallet out, you get out your wallet, and you pull out one of these to, flex on a, I know I have, oh no, I thought I had 20 in there. Oh well, anyway, you get out one of these bad boys.
Is that what that is?
You get out one of these, no, that's a spare change. You get one of these bad boys. This is a Lincoln, a fresh solid Lincoln on this bad boy. And you take that and you roll it up. You get it kind of nice and tight, but you got to get it in a circular motion or else it ain't gonna work right. You just get that Lincoln there. You get it nice rolled up, and that's a Lincoln is a $5 bill, folks, not a penny. If you're just one of those assholes who listens to a video and doesn't watch it, this ain't a penny, son. This is a dollar bill. If you try to do this with a penny, it's not gonna work. There's not gonna be enough physics to it. And you just get that thing right in your. I'm gonna take my glasses off. It's easier to do this without glasses. I personally prefer my right nostril because it's easier to, it's my dominant hand. So if your left hand's your dominant hand, you probably want to go with your like this, but I'm just gonna go with my right nostril, right? Oh, that's it. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh yeah, and that gets right into the brain, folks.
Okay.
That'll wake you up. That'll wake you up in the morning. You don't need no fucking Monster Energy. You just got a straight line of sugar. So we're gonna get the glasses back on here, folks, and the sugar snorting is optional. You don't have to do that if you're trying to make the Spoongrenader Special. All right, folks. So we got our sugar. We got our yeast in there. All right. So now we're gonna add our Kool-Aid packets, folks. I'm gonna go with 2 packets of Kool-Aid because we got a gallon here. It's gonna come out a little bit sour, but the fermentation process is gonna, have it create a little bit of a different flavor. And also, if it's out and it's a little too sour for you, you can always add sugar to your Spoongrenader Special after it's been properly fermented and processed, and you get it going right there like that. Yeah, get that Kool-Aid in there, and I'm gonna do another packet of Kool-Aid. Personally, I prefer my Spoongrenader Special a little sour. If you get the sugar and the Kool-Aid mixed just right, you get kind of a Sour Patch Kids flavor, kind of a carbonated Sour Patch Kids flavor going on there. So we're gonna mix that up real good. Okay, so yeah, we got that going. There we go. So we got our flavoring, we got our yeast and our sugar and everything that's ready to ferment. So what I got here, I put it in the fridge so we get cold. What I got here is a gallon of water. So you always want to get 1 more gallon of water per gallon of Spoongrenader Special that you're going to make. So, for instance, I wanted to make 1 jug of Spoongrenader Special. So I got 1 jug of water. Now, you might be thinking, I got a tap water. I got all that fluoride water that the government gives me to give me the AIDS, turning the friggin' frogs gay, right? But if you get a gallon of water for 99 cents, you can use slightly fresher water, and you will also have an extra empty jug to make more Spoongrenader Special. So if you buy, and you can recycle jugs. When I did it as a teenager, it got to a point when I was making 10 or 15, things of these things at a time, and they take 3 to 4 weeks to ferment. So, you want to get a good amount of jugs. And when you make a batch and you have the jugs of water, then you have jugs to make the next batch out of. And then when you harvest a batch, you clean it and you reuse the jug. And you can typically reuse these things about 3 to 4 times if you're careful about it before they start to bulge and get kind of wonky. So what we're going to do is we're going to stir that up right in there. We're going to stir up that Spoongrenader Special. We're going to get that going. Oh yeah. Okay, so now for the last part, I may have mentioned earlier that I got latex balloons. So we're going to bring these in now. Latex soaks up yeast. That's why they make condoms out of them. And so a good way to bring natural yeast that comes in the air is you want to put it around the jug. And what'll happen, so like I said, what'll happen is you want to get those 12 centimeter at minimum you know, these are actually my preferred is 12 centimeter because you can get your fingers really well in there. You got to get that seal nice, tight, and open, and you got to put it over your jug. And there you go. So this is how you make the basics of Spoongrenader Special. Spoongrenader Special. So eventually, after a few weeks, I might have put too much in there. Actually, you know what? I put too much in there. Now, sorry, like I said, it's been about 7 years. So I put a little too much Spoongrenader Special in there. And I could drink that, but I'm not gonna because I've done that before. So I'm just gonna give me a second. Give me a quick second. Sing the Jeopardy music while I'm gone. So you want a little bit of air in there. You didn't do it, did you? You did? Okay, good. So you give me that look. So you wanna get a little bit of air in there because you want it to ferment. So we're gonna actually, now that I've drained a little bit out of there, I'm sorry I misled you folks. Like I said, I'm sorry. It's been a few years, but we're gonna get that going. And I'm just gonna grab another latex balloon. So white balloons tend to not collect as much. They tend to push out. This is all pseudoscience at this point, folks. This is all stuff that I'm just making up. So anyway, really any latex balloon will work. There's been times I've had to use unlubricated condoms, and actually times I've had to use lubricated condoms and just dry them out because it was easier to get condoms and balloons. That's not on there super tight. I'm gonna get that just it's tight, but it's not deep enough. So yeah, you get the latex balloon on there. There we go. And so this is going to take about 3 to 4 weeks to ferment. And if it's been done perfectly, this will be like inflated, but on the inside of the balloon, it'll have been stuffed in. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a cool, dry place, and we're going to let it sit. And a good YouTuber would show you how they would do it and then put the whole process in one video, but I don't believe in editing. So I'm just gonna show you this, and then I'm gonna give you updates until it's done, and then we're gonna drink it, and we're gonna die of botulism. Thank you. This has been the Scroob Lord, and that's how you make Spoongrenader Special.